I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that's a big spider. But no, that's not a big spider. That is a big spider. Ugh. I want to make a quick video, because frankly that's all I have time for these days, about tape. Now you've all seen the videos where somebody takes regular duct tape and rather than carry this whole roll, wraps it around a 3x5 card or a playing card. And I used to do that too, and then I realized I was tearing down the effectiveness of the tape, because I was pulling it off its original packaging and I was putting it on something else, and when I went to use that tape it was not going to be as effective. So then finally Gorilla Tape came along and they got smart and started making these smaller rolls, and that's good, although that's still a lot of tape to carry around in, say, a get home bag or a bug out bag. So now duct tape has come out with these tiny rolls, and they're only like less than $2, and I think they're great for a get home bag. And the thing that's really beyond great, wonderful, is they come in weird colors. Now you think, why would some tactical guy like me want tape in weird colors? Well, I'll tell you why. This is going in my wife's get home bag, because sure, if she's got a blister or a piece of broken gear, she can use this tape to, repair or bandage it. But even more important, if my wife has to hoof it or take some alternate means to get home from wherever she is when something hits the fan, she can use this odd tape to mark her route, so that if I go and look for her, I can look for this tape. I got this idea from a speaker at the what was it called? Prepper Convention? The thing I went to, you can go back and look at it. It was last year or year before last, up in North Carolina. They have it every year. Anyway, this guy that talked about get home bags and stuff like that, he had special tape for his wife to use to mark her route in the case of an emergency where she had to walk home. I think they live outside New York City, and she actually works in the city. And his awful story was about her having to walk almost 20 miles the day of 9/11 when the World Trade Centers went down. She wasn't affected directly, but along with thousands of other people, and I never thought about this before he mentioned it in his class, thousands of other people had to walk home that day, and some of them lived 10, maybe 20 miles away, and some of them were not in the type of clothing that you wouldn't want to walk in. Matter of fact, if you Google it, you can see pictures of people in business wear, women in heels walking. Because the bridges were shut down to vehicular traffic, all the trains and buses and subways were shut down, and people just had to get home the best they could. Now, if that was to happen, specifically, not so much from a 9/11 event, but I think back to the time that we had a train derailment that leaked a poisonous gas, and the cops set up roadblocks and you could not drive. Well, let's say you had to hoof it to get home because the roads were blocked, and you've got a loved one that maybe is walking towards you trying to find you. Some sort of marker would really come in handy, and that's why that's going into my wife's get home bag. These are going into mine. They're very small. Are they the high quality that Gorilla Tape is? No, they're not, but they're good enough, and they're light, and they will make a great addition to my get home kit. Just want to share that with you. I miss you guys. I really miss putting out content, but just been so busy lately, and it's also hot as hell.